My name is Adan Carriaga. I first got into the field actually in 1982, working with in the juvenile detention center, and then I worked at Hogares, and then I had a life experience that happened to me where my mother was killed by a drunk driver, and then I left the field for a while and get my stuff together, get back into recovery, and then I got back into the field again in 1988, working with the homeless. I worked in the jail for 7 years. I worked at MATS. I helped develop that program. I've done a lot of lobbying with the state legislature. I'm an advocate, and I've always tried to be on the front lines, always trying to remember our people that need help. And that's been my primary purpose in life. And so I have 34 years in 34 years in recovery and 32 years in the field. And I've worked all kinds of different capacities. I've worked, basically peer support and counseling and administration, clinical supervisor, and I've had a lot of different titles. I had predecessors too. There was people who were in recovery, who were recovering alcoholics primarily in the 60s and the 70s. A guy by the name of Jim Adan he was the very first the very first KDAC in the whole state of New Mexico, and he was from Española, Jim Adan, and Kate D'Angelo, and those old timers that were really starting to do all the advocacy and doing all of the legwork and the foundation for what exists today in treatment in our field. The challenges have been. Then I came along later, and there was guys that were who mentored me. A guy by the name of Art Romero, who helped me, and a guy that I met later, Dr. Mavilla, Marcello Mavilla. He's a psychiatrist who understands recovery, and he understands peer support, and he understands the nature of the illness, and he understands recovery. He's a very humble and bright man, And then I have a buddy. I have 34 years clean, and I think my buddy has around 28. I don't know exactly, but his name's Donald Hume, and Donald is my buddy. And so, in the early years of my recovery, there weren't very many people doing what we were doing. I mean, people were working in the field, but they weren't stepping out and breaking their own anonymity, just so to speak, breaking their own anonymity and say, hey, I'm in recovery, man. And with that, in doing that, they face a challenge because people look at you different. They go, oh, Adan, he's a really bright guy, and he's such a nice person. But he's an addict at the end of that. You know what I mean? So there was bias. It's discrimination is what it is. We soft pedal it and we make soft words out of it. There's bias against us. There's prejudice against us. Right? Some people just don't like people who have a drug history. You did it. There's always these two. There's always one side and the other side. I don't know what the word is for that. But there's one side that says, why'd you get involved in that? You got what you deserve. Book them. They're out there committing crime, book them. And then there's the other side that says, help them find recovery, because just booking them alone ain't going to do anything. You can put somebody in jail all you want to, but if they ain't in jail with some kind of treatment, then it ain't really going to do any good, because they're going to get right out and see their same friends and everything else. So what are you doing now to not be in isolation, to not What are you doing to take care of yourself? Are you reaching out to people? Do you have phone numbers? Who are your friends who are in recovery? Call them once a week. Some of your buddies in the treatment program that you met and you know from groups, get their phone number, man. Call them up. What are you gonna go do? You guys can go fishing. One of you can stand over there, one of you can stand over there. You know, you like to go fishing? Some of you are artists. You know, let's talk about making some art, man. Some beautiful art. And then we'll try to figure out how to sell it. Because you can sell it online. It doesn't have to be an art shop. Or just get them to think in a different way. You know, meet that person where they're at. The younger generation, I learn all the time from the younger generation. They teach me all the time. Right? Something new, you know. And blog, and they got this and that. And I don't even know what that is. Explain it to me. So they explain it to me. Sometimes they become the teachers. Right? And they teach you about, you know, you can look it up on here, you can look it up on there, and find a solution. Find a solution. There's a solution. No problems. We all got problems. We don't have problems. Everybody on the planet has problems. But let's get our thinking to where we're solution focused. Yeah, I got this problem, but how do I take care of it? When I sit in a room and I'm the only brown person in the room, I think about those guys. I think about my people. And I go, I have to say something, even if it's not a popular thing to say. I have to speak up because right now, in this moment, I am the only voice for my people. Whether it's right or wrong, I have to say something. And even if I'm gonna get a dirty look, I don't care. I'm gonna say it because I owe it to my barrio. I owe it to my people. It's been challenging, you know, but it's been a heck of a ride and so much fun.